Hey there, welcome back. We're getting ready to start the game. So here we go. We're set up with the three bots and ourselves. So I believe that the AI always starts at the very beginning of the trail. Um, that would make total sense to me. You take your first turn. Herder at the horseman space at the start of the trail. Okay, yeah, so they start at the very beginning. We don't. And we can start anywhere we like. So, for example, I could start here, which is near the beginning. I get to pick any building, and I just, basically put my worker there, and that's where we start. So let's go through real quick. I know we talked a lot about this during setup, but let's go through again. We're cattle herders. The herders are represented here. Actually, we've got to get the train up here. And we walk along the trail, and there are spots where we can go in different directions. And there's reasons why you'd want to go one way versus another, and it's all situational. There are neutral buildings that are on the location, and your player board, based on the number of players, dictates how many movement points you start the game with. So right now I have 4. I could have 2 more for 6, and 1 more for even 7, or just 5. Depends on how I remove these discs, right? So right now I start with 4. So let's say I was here. I would go 1. This would be 2, 3, and 4. That's one way. Or I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4. Or even, 4 or 4. All those things are at my disposal. And I don't have to move the maximum move points. I can always move something less. The point being is you have to move at least one space. And where you end dictates what actions you get to do. And each of these neutral buildings have actions on them. These are horrible spaces to end your turn because even though they cost you a movement point, you only get to do what's called a gear action, which is here. And gear actions are not very efficient. I don't want to say efficient. Effective is probably the better word. So if your whole turn you just do one gear action, that's not an efficient use of your turn. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so now you understand. You're going to have a certain number of movement points. You're going to move along these trails that have different, branching. There's always an arrow that tells you which way it goes, right? And here, there's 3 different ways to get to this building, and then there's 2 ways to leave it, and so forth. Eventually, you get to Kansas City. When you get to Kansas City, you sell your cows. We have a deck of cards that we went through. We have starter cards. They have stars on the bottom. And this is our hand of cards. Right now, our player board tells us we start with a hand of 4 cards. So I have 4 cards that I drew. It's a deck building game. So there's a deck of cards that has been shuffled. And right now I have the Piney Woods, which I am going to refer to as the Black Cow, the Santa Gertrudis, which is the green, and then 2 silvers, which are the Criollo. If this was my hand when I went to Kansas City, I would be able to sell these cows, but I could only sell them if they're unique color or name, depending on how you choose to play it or look at it. So this hand is worth 5 value. You're going to hear me say 5 gold, but it's a value. These cows are worth 5. So and the reason is that even though I have 2 of these cows and it's a 6 value total, I have to sell different colors, and these 2 are the same color. So this is not good for me to have 2 of the same color when I get to Kansas City. So they'd be worth 5. So when you land in Kansas City, you go through these steps. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. the first step is one of these is going to go on the board, then one of these, then one of these, and these are workers we can hire, which are here. These are possibly hazards, which are going to go out here. So we do this, and this is just seeding the board, right? Then we go to 4, where we actually hand in our hand, and they got pictures here to try to represent what exactly you do. So it's saying unequal cows, so that means different colored cows, plus any certificates you have. So this here is our certificates. So if I had 3 certificates, I can sell these cows for 5 value, and then trade in 2 certificates to make it worth 7, if that's what I choose. This is optional. But you can always hand in certificates to increase the value of your cows. So once you do that, you get money for the value of your cows, and then of course you discard your hand. Then the last thing you do is you have to take a disc off your player board and deliver those cows to one of these cities that are along the top. So you have Kansas City, which has a number 0 below it, Fulton with a 1, and so forth. So if our cows are worth 5, I can deliver it to Kansas City, Fulton, or St. Louis, but I can't deliver to Bloomington unless I had a value of 6. And if I spent a certificate to get up to 6, then by all means I can deliver to Bloomington. Now, it is a little more complicated because we have these trains that move along the track, and if my train is sitting here, for example, and I'm delivering to Peoria, I have to pay for every train crossing symbol that is in between my train and where I'm delivering. So basically, my train can take the cows all the way to here, but then I have to unload my cows and pay somebody else to deliver the rest of the way. So that's what those represent. And then last but not least, we have these stations along the way. And so your trains can, for a little bit of a diversion, can go to a station. And these are places where you can also place your discs. So if I'm willing to pay 2 coins, I will get 1 victory point at the end of the game, and I'll be able to take a disc from my player board and place it here. And then additionally, I can take one of my employees. Right now I have 1 of each employee, but I'm going to be able to hire more. These are permanent, by the way. I can't take those off. But anyone that I hire, I can put here. And then what that does is they're basically working at the station, and I'm going to get this bonus for the rest of the game. So I take this tile and put it in front of my player board. I'll have that bonus for the rest of the game. So we're going to continually deliver to Kansas City, start back at the beginning of the trail, work our way back to Kansas City again and again and again until this marker goes off the bottom of the board. And what causes that marker to move? Well, every time you do 1, 2, and 3, you're picking one of these tiles. So for example, if I pick this one, this marker is going to move down, and then he's going to fill in the space. Okay? Alright, we had a starting objective card, which is this. This is saying that I need to build 2 buildings and remove 1 hazard by the end of the game, and if I do, I will score an additional 3 points. These objectives are available for us to get throughout the game, and they're a little bit different. These objectives will give you 5 points if you succeed and negative points if you don't, but there's a caveat on these. So when you get these cards, they go into your deck from a deck management perspective, so they'll be part of what you shuffle and draw in your hand. After you draw it in your hand, you have to play the cards. So like, let's say I play this one, I'm going to get the bonus on the top left just for playing the card. But then after I play it, it's now locked in, and I'm committing to fulfill this objective. I do get the 2 coins, but if I don't fulfill this, I'm going to lose 2 points at the end of the game. And just to be very clear, this now means I have to build 3 buildings if I want to do both. The 2 buildings I use to fulfill this can't also be used to fulfill that. So these are unique things I need to have. And now I could choose to just leave it in my hand, right? And not actually play the card. And it clogs up my hand. Yes, I'd have to figure out a way to discard it. But if you do that, then at the end of the game, I don't have to lose the 2 points. And at the end of the game, I can still choose to gain the 3 points. So if it's somewhere in my discard pile or my hand or the draw pile, at the very end of the game, I can always choose to gain the objective points. I will not lose any objective points unless I have it in my hand and I choose to play it to get that bonus on the top left. And we'll describe that more as the game goes on. But yeah, it's there's a lot of like mini games or mini pieces going on, but the game as a whole is not very hard. And like I said, this base game is going to introduce you to all the concepts of Great Western Trail, and then everything we play after this, whether it's Argentina or whatever, they're going to use these same concepts. Last but not least is we have the cow market. There are purple cows here. Oh, sorry, my mouse. There we go. There are brown cows. There's red, white, and blue cows, and there's orange cows. This is the market and the price for each of the cows, and it's based on how many employees you have, how many cowboys you have. And the cows are sorted by like so. The purple cows are the most valuable cows in the game, but bear in mind that Kansas City will only pay you for one of them, so even if you had a whole hand of these, you're only going to get 5 points, or 5 value. The purple cows have varying number of victory points on the bottom, so be mindful of that. Same with the brown. Whoops. The red, white, and blue are fixed victory points, fixed value. They're all value 3, but the victory points for the blue is the highest. And then the orange ones, we talked about this during setup, but you start off with a cow that's only worth 2. And then if you have this cow in your hand, when you deliver it to Kansas City, you get to upgrade it to the 4. And then if you deliver the 4 to Kansas City later, then you get to upgrade it to a 5. So it's a cow that grows and upgrades as you go. We have buildings that we can build. There's iconography like mad. This is probably the most overwhelming part for new players. We are playing on side A for everything, just to keep it simple. And the AI will also be building buildings from side A as well. The AI has starting objective cards, but they're already satisfied. Everything is face down. We don't get to see, or because we don't get to count how many victory points he has. He just has them. Those are already satisfied, so just assume he's already winning the game. We got our AI rulebook here, and let's go. We can start. We can hire employees, of course, here, but we can't hire any employees that are in the same row as this token. The cost for hiring them is 6. So, we go first. We don't have to start at the beginning of the trail. We can start anywhere. Like we could start here, for example. Let's go real quick through what each building does. This is sell 2 equal cows for $4. So my 2 silver cows, I can sell them, get $4, and then for $7 I can try to remove a hazard. I don't necessarily think that's a good move at the very start of the game, but like I can take one of these hazards and remove it from the board, and you get the victory points that's written on it there, 4 points at the end of the game. So these are a good source of points. Don't count that out. It's also very expensive. Okay, moving on. This one is I get to take one of these cowboys off the board. They're used for endgame objectives, and then also you get a certain amount of money. They're actually bandits. I keep calling them cowboys. They're bandits. So if I remove this bandit from the board, I'm going to get $2. If the bandits accumulate, you can eventually get up to $10. Pay $2 to move your train 2 spaces, and then this is you get to do the gear action twice. Now, the gear actions are a whole bunch of actions here on your board, and when it says ×2, you have to have the other half unlocked to be able to do it twice. It does not mean I get to do this one once and that one once. You're going to pick one of these gear actions, and then you get to do it one time and then another time if you have it unlocked. So right now we have 2 actions unlocked, but the other side of it is not unlocked. Okay? It's very simple. This one is just gain $1, and if I had that unlocked, I would have gained $2 for that particular tile. This one is I get to draw a card, and discard a card, or draw 2, discard 2. So that's what this is. This is called the auxiliary, or people call it the gear action. And then we go up here. You're selling a black cow for $2. You can buy a cow from the market. This one, white cow for $2. This is how you hire your employees. This one, you gain a certificate, move your train forward. Number of spaces equal to your engineers, which are these employees here. And then this one, sell a green cow for $2, and you can build a building for $2 per builder used. We have one builder here. The buildings here have a builder cost on the top left. So having one builder, we can build this building, this one, or this one. I need 2 builders to build this one. Now there is a rule that if I already have that building on the map, I only have one builder in my employment. I can go from a 1 to a 2. I just have to remove the old building. So you can always use upgrades, because that's you can only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 builders in your control, and this goes up to 12. So that is a typo. That has to be a typo. I need to go open up my copy, and I don't remember building 12 being so easy to build. Interesting. Okay, so but like this one here requires 12 builders. There's no way you can do it when you can only hire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So what you'd have to do is you'd have to build a 6 building, or let's say you got this 7 out there, and then what you would do is you would then upgrade that 7 and turn it into a 12. Yeah, there's something not right about this. I don't remember that at all. In fact, I'm going to pause the game right now. Let me go check. Well, I'll be. That's thematic, right? It's correct. That is how it looks in the game. I never realized that. Okay. Strategy. 3 workers, 3 main strategies to the game. They're very well balanced. The one thing I will tell you is some players that I've played against in multiplayer, they like to mad rush Kansas City, because the quicker you deliver to Kansas City, the quicker the game ends. Like, they do this fast, fast, fast. You got all these empty spaces on the board, so they just move 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And they just do this again and again, and in 2 turns, they're in Kansas City. And in the first edition, it was a little bit broken. Kansas City deliveries, there's a penalty of -6 points. In the first edition, that penalty, I don't remember if it was less severe, but I think you for sure got a lot more money for it. So there was this strategy that somebody I played with, where they did exactly that. They would just go to Kansas City, They would just go maximize their movement points, and they would deliver it to Kansas City every time. They didn't care if they were getting negative points. They were getting a lot of money, and they were using that money to buy cows. And cows are worth points. So they're getting more points from their cows than they're losing from the delivery. And they're also speed rushing the game to end, and they're ruining it for everybody else. If you ever play against one of those types of people, you absolutely must go the builder path and start placing your buildings out on the board, because it causes their movement points to suffer. Because now they have to move through your buildings, and they can't speed dash anymore. I will say that I think the second edition, because the Kansas City does not reward you as much, I think this this slowed it down, so even though speed rushers don't speed rush as much, But I will tell you still, though, that building buildings slows the game down and allows you to do more. So, one of the paths is to get as many of these on the board as possible. And you can see there's a big 20 pointer right there, another 13 pointer. You add all these up at the end of the game. And you do need one category that gives you at least 30 to 40 points. And you can easily see how you get 30 to 40 points with buildings. The cowboy route is the route that I would recommend to most new players. What that is you just buy a lot of cowboys. And the reason why you buy cowboys is because buying the cows from the market, every cow has victory points written on them. If you buy enough of these cows, you can get 30 or 40 points just from them alone. And why is the cowboys important? Well, let's look at the purple ones. This one, you need a minimum of 2 cowboys to even be able to buy a purple, and it costs $12 to buy one. But if you have 4 cowboys, you could buy one for 6, which is half price. Over here with the brown ones, with 1 cowboy you can buy one for 12. With 3 it goes to 6, and with 5 it drops. You can buy 2 of them for 8. So buying 2 of these for $8, I mean that's 9 points. And then here, if you have 3 cowboys, you can buy 2 of these for $5. So, you might want the different colors because that helps you with your deliveries in Kansas City. But at 3 points each, you're paying $5 to get 6 points. That's really good because at the end of the game, $5 is only worth 1 point. So you're you're going to get 6 points instead of 1 point for the same money. And that's where the cowboys come in. Having more cowboys makes it cheaper to buy cattle and also gives you opportunities to buy more cattle every time you're buying cattle. If you only have 1 cowboy, you're only ever going to be able to buy 1 at a time. Then the last one is the engineer path. And what that is you're moving your train along the track, and eventually you get past New York, and then it goes around the corner and it keeps going. And I just want to show you that, if you take your train to this station, you pay 8 coins, you get 5 points. You pay 7 coins, you get 6 more points. 6 coins, you get 7 points. And then 8 more points. So you see how they're all adding up? And then you're getting 9 points at the very end. And then here, if you hit the end, this lets you move your train backwards anywhere you want, and you gain 3 coins. And I believe it's anywhere to a previous station. I have to look that up, but and then you gain 3 coins. All right, I think that was enough long-winded explanation about the different strategies. This is one of those games where there's not enough time to do everything you want to do. There's definitely not enough time to do all the stuff. But don't think for a second that if I go engineer or builder path that I'm not going to buy cows. You should absolutely buy cows. It's just that it's not going to be your primary source of points is the key thing. And just because you have cowboys doesn't mean you shouldn't build a building. It's just not going to be your key source of points. So as long as you mentally understand that I'm going to be doing these other things, but that's not going to be my source of points. And if you understand that properly, you'll have yourself a great game. Okay, so what do I want to do? I'm sitting on $6. When I play with my friends, I almost always do the builder path because they never do. And I do it just because I want to be different. And the builder path is about getting these buildings out there, and there's some really cool shenanigans you can do that'll get you some nice money and points. Now, by doing that builder path, I am not necessarily getting a lot of points from cows, but I still buy them, and I almost exclusively ignore the engineers. So my train is barely moving every time. This is what I do quite a lot. The cowboy path is definitely viable. I've done it many times. It's just that, because I've played this game a lot, I tend not to do that because to me it's the easiest way to play. So where I'm going with this is I'm going to try the engineer path. I'm not very good at it, but I believe I'm better than my friends at it. But I don't get to do it very often, so since you're here and you don't get to tell me what to do, and whatnot, I want to do it. Although I have to tell you that my tendency is to go back to here because I'm pretty good at winning with the builder path. That's my largest strength, is doing builders. I just, for whatever reason, I have a really good system, um, especially on the A side, of getting these out. Like, I'm making my money, I'm doing all kinds of stuff. Anyways, I'm very tempted to actually start at the beginning. And my reasoning is I want more money. And this is an opportunity to get 4 coins right here. And 4 coins is easy to get with 2 silvers. I mean, all I'm going to do is gain 4 coins. That's all I'm going to do. But if I didn't do that, I would start here at the cow, and I would buy this orange cow. That's going to cost me, well, actually, that cost me $8. I don't even have $8, see? So I need money. I could trade in my cow for $2, so I would actually get exactly 8 money. Then I have $0 left. And here's what hurts. The buy a cow and buy an employee or back to back. Usually you want it to, usually you like it to have them spread out a little bit, so that way you can buy the cow and then make some money, and then by the time you get to the employee you got some money again. But this is bing bing. So if I got $4 from this, that would get me to $10. Then if I went here, that would get me to 12. I buy a cow for 8, I'd have $4 left over. I sell a white cow to get to 6. I'll still be able to buy an employee. So what I want to do is buy a cow and an employee in this first round. That's a tall order, but that's what we're going to try to do. So in order to do that, I'm going to stop here to get my $4. And so we're going to discard 2 cards and gain $4. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I am not going to be removing any hazards. So when the way you read these is this line is you get to do both things, and then sometimes here this is an either or, but you get to do this and this. Okay. All right. So we got ourselves our $4. That's all I accomplished with this, and then we always go back up to your hand size at the end of the game or end of the round. So here we go. And so now we have $2, $4, $6 worth of cows. This is a duplicate, so this one, you know, we'd only get to sell these 3. Excuse me. All right, so the longest first turn ever is now complete. We're going to do the bots. I'm going to make sure I shuffle their cards. We're going to start with the white bot first, and here we go. So what this is saying, he's going to move 1 space, and he's going to just take an objective card. So they always just take it, and it's automatically satisfied. It's a little bit ridiculous, but that's how it works. And yeah, he's going to move 1 space. So you can tell they completely ignore the location. All right, next up is the red player. He's going to move 2 spaces, and then he's going to build a building. So when they're choosing between the paths, they always choose whatever uses the least movement points. So, or the quickest path. So 1, 2. And then he's going to build a building, which I believe he's going to always choose the one that makes me pay money, which is going to ruin my plan. He uses as many builders as possible. If there's multiple options, he chooses the tax buildings first. And he will upgrade. And then the highest cost. Yeah, this ruins us. Our plan is we're going to be $1 short now. Alright, so what red's doing is red has, well, actually, we got to fix this. That's not the one. So this guy is a specialization in cowboys, so he actually has one already at the start of the game. This one's got a specialization of builders, and this one engineer. Right, this guy has 2 builders. So we go through all of his buildings, and I'm probably going to end up doing the same thing. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, he's got 2 builders, so he can build this one, and this one, and this one. So any of these 4. And what it said is he's going to choose the highest price one, which is the 2 builders, and then the one with the tax symbol, which is this one. And then the placement of where they're going to put it is they always put it right in front of where I am. So it's going to go right there. So that's his turn. And then for the last one here, so this is, he's going to move 1 to 5 spaces based on, I believe, how many buildings he has built. Let's check. One step forward for each building of the player with the most buildings on the board. So right now red has 1 building on the board. He would have moved 1 no matter what. But so blue is going to move 1 space. And then here it's going to say, is he specializing in cowboys? The answer is no. So then he does nothing if he specializes in anything else. If he was specializing in cowboys, he would buy cow cards. Okay, then it's back to us. So our plan's a little ruined because see this little black hand? The black hand means we have to pay $2 to move through that space. I can move through these spaces, but then I have to spend $2 and $1 more. That's 3. So I can go 1, 2, and then I'm just going to put my bank up here. I'm spending $2, so now I only have $8. So I could go here, finish my turn here, sell this for $2, get the $2 back, and then buy this for 8, right? So I'm only going to have $2 in my hand. I want to be able to buy an employee and a cow, and I can't because I'm going to be $2 short. So what I'm going to do then is I have to take an extra turn to stop here, and I didn't mean to be so violent about it. And so here I can remove a cowboy, this one, for $2. And I'm just going to, yeah, we'll just put it here. So it gets us our $2 back. So that's what so what the AI did is they forced me to take a detour. And then I get to do one of these, which is I can draw a card and discard a card, but I'm actually going to just take another $1. My worst nightmare is that before I get to do my purchases, is they're going to place some more of those buildings in front of me and make me spend money again. So I got my $2 back. We got to now go through 3 AI bots that may may ruin my day again. So here we go. We're back to the white player. So here they're going to move 2, and then they're going to buy some cows. So 1, they have to count this now. 2, and then the buy cow action. I believe this is saying they're going to buy $8 worth of cows, but let's see what this clarifies. He spends up $8 to buy as many VPs as possible with his cowboys. In case of a tie, he will go for the option with the highest single VP cattle card. So he's going to buy $8 worth. Now it just so happens he's the cowboy specialist. He has 2 cowboys. And if you look on here, that's too expensive. But with 2 cowboys, can't buy a brown one either. He can buy one of these for $3. Or one of those for 5. Here you can see this is worth 3 victory points. That's worth 3 victory points. He wants to buy the maximum victory points possible. He can't buy these two. So yeah, it's either the orange one or the blue, and he's going to ruin our day and buy the orange one, isn't he? Because you cannot buy any cattle because there's no cattle cards. He will use his cowboys to put more on the market. Example on next page. He chooses the 2 blue cattle cards for $5. So we could just buy him a blue one. Yeah, we'll buy him a blue one. And then the thing with this guy is he doesn't use the cattle, but they're going to be worth victory points for him at the end of the game. So that's all he can do. You could say, okay, well, he would just use 1 and 1, but then it's still more than $8. The funny thing is, this is only $3. If he had one more cowboy, he would have been able to buy 2 of them for 5. Alright, well, that's it for him. Next, we move to red. And this is going to, because red only has 1 building out there, he's going to move 1 space. And then he does not have cowboy specialization, so he's doing nothing. Then we go to this player. He's going to move 2 spaces and then build that building that I feared we were going to have to deal with. That jerk. And sure enough, I mean, although he only has 1 cowboy, so with only 1 cowboy, he can only build this one, or this one, but he's still going to build a tax building, which is this one, the green hand. The green hand is only worth $1 instead of 2, and that's going to save us because we use that auxiliary action to get 1 extra coin. And my goodness. Alright, it is our turn again, and we're going to do exactly that. We're going to move 1, 2, like so. Now, the AI does not have any money, and that's fine. It just means you just pay the bank. So we're going to pay the bank $1. It didn't matter if we went this way or this way. If you're playing against a real person, you would have gone this way because you don't want to pay them. So we're going to go here. We are going to sell a black cow for $2. And I'm not going to collect the $2. I'm just going to spend 6 though. Because 6 plus 2 is $8. Because we want the orange cow. Now, anytime you buy a new cow, it goes in your discard pile. So we're not going to get to see it until we go through this whole deck. And now we have a very bad hand, actually. But we at least got it started. Okay, our turn is over. And now we move to this guy. He's going to move, based on his specialization, 1 space. So he's going to move 2 spaces. And that is the white. Oh, I've been moving the wrong one. Well, I moved him 2. This is the one that was supposed to move 2 at the end of last turn. So he's already where he's supposed to be. And then he is not doing train specialization. He's going to move 1 space for every, so he's going to move 2 spaces with his train. And this is the white player. So 1, 2. And the trains, by the way, can never share the same space. So if I get to move 2 spaces, I would go 1, 2. I don't get to count this one. And the same for the AI. So you can piggyback and hop over other players. Alright, now we're on to red. They're going to move one space so they're going to move two spaces. And they're going to go quickest route, so they would go 1, 2, like that. And then they do have a builder specialty, so they're going to build another building. And remember, they have two builders, so they could build any of these three or this one, because that's an upgrade. But they won't do the upgrade unless these ones are built first. They always go for the tax one or the, let's see which one the priority is. Sam chooses tax buildings. A new building using as many buildings as possible is the first priority. So the first priority is not going to build the tax one. He's going to build the this one here. And again, like I said, they always put it in front of us because they're trying to slow us down. So that means it's going to go here. Alright, his turn's over. And then the next one, blue is going to go one space. I bet I can lock that too, so we stop picking it up. I'm going to lock these neutral tiles so they stop getting picked up. Alright. Move one space, and then I think that's they're hiring a worker, and they're going to hire their specialty. So he's going to come up here and hire the engineer. That almost ruined our day too, because it's our turn again. We're moving here. We're going to sell our white cow for $2. I'm not going to collect the $2 because I'm going to spend $4 to hire a worker, and the worker we wanted to hire was an engineer. Should I change my strategy on the fly? There's two reasons why I don't want to hire an engineer. The first one is that when you hire an engineer, you can get rid of a silver cow. We don't have one. All that does is give me a certificate, but certificates are important. I'm still going to do it. I'm going to hire the engineer, and I just don't get to take the bonus. And then at the end of our turn, we get to draw a card. Okay, now we go to this one, one space. This is white. Actually, they would not have been here. They would have been here now. They would have skipped this one when this was open. And then they're just taking a cowboy. And then red is going to go one space. And they're going to hire whoever's the cheapest. So these two are the cheapest, but from there they want to hire their specialty if there's a tie. So they got themselves a third builder. And then this one, one space, so 3 spaces for blue. 1, 2, 3. And then they're going to grab a red, white, or a blue. I don't know what that greater than simple is. Let me check. It's a breeding value of 3. It's just saying highest VPs. Okay. So he's going to grab a blue one. Alright, they're done. These guys are definitely encroaching on me. I gotta decide, because like they're all gonna deliver to Kansas City way before me. But the whole point of this railroad strategy was to go here. So I'm gonna gain a certificate, increase the value of my cows, and then I get to move my train one space for every engineer I have. But there's already one here, so I actually get a free movement, so I'm up to 3, which is really good. And so getting up to here is very helpful. Um, but yeah, so that was the whole point of this. And then there's another train movement spot right here that I wanted to take advantage of. Now, one thing I forgot to do during setup is we actually do get one of these. And what that is I get to draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. So if I want to make sure my hand is set up proper, I can do that. I can sell a green for $2, so I will be able to get a building out there, and I am considering doing exactly that. It's a little bit rough, our situation, but I think I'm going to be able to get this to work out. Alright, let's move on to white. They're going to move 2 spaces. So white's in Kansas City. Alright, they always take the top or the bottom? I think they always take the bottom. So this is going to go here. This will go there. And this will go there. And then the way the rules work is these move down. And this is only for the AI bots. You would never do this in multiplayer. And then we replenish. So 1, 2, 3. And then what they do is the AI, we're playing normal difficulty. So their first delivery is in Bloomington. So we do need their discs, actually. So white. Their first delivery will be in Bloomington. And then what they'll do is they'll just keep delivering incrementally up. And that's it. White is their turns over. Okay, red. Same deal. They're in Kansas City. So they're going to put this out. And again, everything moves down. And, oh, I forgot. They still do the action on here as well. So in this case, he's not a builder specialist. He's going to build a level 1 house. Pretty sure. If Sam is not special, he places a new building that requires 1 builder only. If he's already placed those, he replaces one. Yeah. So that was for the white player here. So we got a lot of room up here at the top. So we're going to move. So it's going to be this one, and remember, it's always the tax one. And they want to put it in front of us, which means it's going to go there, and that's going to ruin our day. We had no money. Oh yeah, we're fine. But that is where he's going to put it. Okay, his turn's finally over. Now let's get back to here. Red did all this, and now we got to grab a red marker. It's going to go on Bloomington as well. And it's okay for multiple players to deliver to the same place, but you can't ever deliver to Bloomington again. The only time ones that let you deliver more than once are here in Kansas City and New York. Okay, and then nothing happens. Now we got the blue player is going to move 1, and then they're going to move train 3 spaces. See this? So blue player will move 1, and then their train will move 1, 2, 3. I gotta check to see if they go into the station. Let me. It jumps past normally. It has to stop at each train station. Would allow it to reach a station. Yeah, okay. So it's going to go here. And then I believe it just puts its disc on, right? Upgrades the station space by placing a disc. Then remove the station master tile as if he hired it. Okay. So basically, he causes this tile to go away, and this is actually ruining our strategy. Because if this guy's always going to be ahead of me, he's going to take every one of these tiles away, and that's the whole point of being specializing as an engineer. So I made a poor choice in my hire. We may have to pivot. Alright, now it's to us, and I realized, hey, he's hurting me, but when you have no money, it doesn't matter. You can move for free, so I don't have to pay. And then I'm going to go here, and now I can get rid of a green card, which I do want to do, because I had 2 green cards. That's going to give me $2, but I'm going to build one of my buildings. And the building I want to build, it's $2 per builder, right? So this is just requires 1 builder. I'm going to build this one, and I'm going to build it here. This is also an option to build it here, but we gotta worry about that. With the way the AI is working, though, these get plucked so much. Yeah, I think I'd rather do this one. Okay, so I'm going to put it there, and yeah, that's it. So let's draw. And now we got 4 different colored cows. We're ready to deliver to Kansas City. I was going to go here to move my train again, but the problem I'm having is he's taken up all the... Like right now, I can't go in there at all because his train's there, but I am allowed to still go here and put a disc here if I wanted to. It just costs $2. I could do that as long as his train's not there, because all of your movement points end when you go in there, and only 1 train can be there at a time. If he was not there, then yes, the rest of us can put discs here. This is something where you would actually do that in a normal game, and only 1 player does that, and then it's consumed. So in this case, it's just empty. Alright, my turn's over. White is up. They are going to move 1 for specialty, so they're going to move 2 spaces. So 1, 2. And then the cowboy is their specialty, so they're going to put 2 cards into the market and then buy $8 worth of cows. So 1, 2, then $8 worth of cows with 2. Again, they're either buying an orange or a blue. I guess they don't care. You know, the color of the cow doesn't matter to them, just the victory points. Alright, so that turns over. Next we have is red, who will move 1 space and take a hazard. And this is what I mean, or take a bandit. So this is what I mean. Like I was tempted to put this here. Now, what's my strategy? Like, why am I picking these spots? These spots are special. You can discard any cow and get a certificate. And here you can discard a silver cow, get a certificate, and $2. And you can see that happens here as well. And they can also happen here near the end. So there's 3 spots where you can do this. This spot is always dangerous because there's always bandits here. And going through the bandits can bankrupt you by the time you get there. I personally like putting them in the beginning because this is where you want to get your money, and then buy your cow, or get it before you get to the spot you're trying to get to. So that's the logic. But yeah, they're removing these bandits so much that that other spot might be safe. Okay, the red player has 2 buildings out there, so that means this guy is going to move 2 spaces, and this is the blue player. So 1, 2. And then They don't have a builder specialty, so they're doing nothing. So now it's our turn. So I would like to deliver to Kansas, but I think I'm going to do this because we need to move our train. That's the whole point of buying the train guy. So I'm going to move it 1, 2. And then the auxiliary action, I don't have 2 of them unlocked, but I will take $1. I was hoping to go into the station, although I didn't have the $2, so I guess maybe that ended up working out in my favor anyways, but I need to get ahead of blue here. Although by moving the way I did, I made it so blue can skip over me if they move again. So I don't know. I'm turtling right now. Alright, so 2 spaces, because there's 2 red buildings out there. 1, 2. And then nothing. 1 space for each of your specialists, so that's 3 for red. 1, 2, 3. See, look, they're going to be delivering cattle again before I even finish my first one. And then just 2 spaces for blue, so they're going into Kansas City. And what's the rest of their action? Move their train 1 space. So again, they're moving 3 spaces. And again, they get to skip me now. 1, 2, and that put them in there, and now they pulled this one off. Yeah, I'm getting frustrated. This is not working out for me. The whole strategy of doing the train thing is not working against an AI that specializes in trains, because that's all they're doing. Bing, bing, bing. Yeah, I'm going to have to switch my strategy, and I'm very likely going to lose, because I probably needed to start a little stronger. So there's 1, 2, and 3. The good news is it's our turn, and yes, we are delivering to Kansas City, so I am going to do this one. This one, and that one. And in my case, I still have to move them down. Alright, so that was my 1, 2, 3. We're going to sell our cattle for 2, 4, 6, 7. And then I can make this an 8. I got to decide that now. So if I sell it for 7, then I'm just going to go to Bloomington. I don't want to spend the certificate. So I'm going to go to Bloomington, and we're just going to do 7. So 5, 6, 7 is made. And I get to take a disc off. Now I haven't pointed this out yet, but some of these discs have black corners. And they can only be delivered to cities that have the black logo. So we're going to a white logo city, so I can only remove a disc that has the white corners. So that means I can't take this off, or this, or that, or either of these. It's only one of these white ones. And I'm going to make sure I get this because I want to be able to make some money, although there's some nice ones here. This one, you can spend a coin to move your train backwards 1 space, and you get to permanently remove a card from your hand, like out of the game. So that's like a way to cull your deck. Here you can spend a coin to move a train forward, and if you have both of them unlocked and you're on a double auxiliary action, you get to do it twice. Here, move a train backwards to get a certificate. But I'm going to do this one. It's always a safe, easy one to do. And I'm also going to join the Bloomington bandwagon. But there's one problem. I'm delivering to the 6, and there's an X here. So what I could do is just deliver it to St. Louis. That X would cost me I'd have to give up a coin. So I'm going to deliver it to St. Louis. And as long as I don't deliver to Fulton, I won't lose that 3 victory points. So by putting it here, my train is past that spot, so I don't lose any money. And that's really it. I go back to the beginning and all my cards get discarded, and I get to draw 1, 2, 3, and 4. I already have myself a hand that I could deliver. So that's something to consider. It really is. Alright, it is now their turn. Move 1 space for white. Then move your train 1 space for every engineer. So he's up to 3 now. Next one, 2 spaces for red. And then buy some cows, $8 worth. Red only has 1 cowboy. So you can get one of these for 6. Yeah, the blue ones are going. I need to buy a blue one because they're taking them all up. Alright, then we go to this guy. He's going to move 2 spaces, and he is an engineer, so he's going to get to move his train 3 more spaces. So blue will move 2, and then the train will move 3, which is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, blue is just hogging it all up. There's nothing I can do. This is killing me. I mean, the whole point of the train strategy is to put some employees here and like get that certificate bonus, some endgame scoring bonuses. I mean, you could still do it and then get your points this way from the stations, but yeah, the blue is just killing it right now. This is the problem with AI bots. I'm not a fan of AI bots because a human player wouldn't have been this brutal. But it is what it is. So they're done. It's back to us. So we get to decide, what are we going to do? We have 4 movement points. I don't need to do this. I am going to blast through here and get to my spot. No, actually, I don't need to do that either. I don't have 2 equal cows. So I can do 1, 2. My problem is I'd have to end my turn here. By doing this, I would at least gain a certificate. No. I'll do that. Don't even get to use my new building, but that's okay. And then I don't have enough movement points to get to here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to here. I will remove the cowboy for $3. That to me is a no-brainer. And then I'll do the auxiliary action, and I'm going to gain $2 more. So I'm going to grab another 5 here. Am I doing the right thing? I don't know. I'm still flustered. I chose to go trains, and the AI is busting it up. Okay, red or white. I mean, 2 spaces. Then 1 space for each train or engineer. Okay, red, 1 space. I find it amazing that red hasn't moved a train at all yet. And then he's hiring a worker according to his specialization. So he basically wants to hire a builder. Then 1 space for blue. And here he wants to hire the cheapest worker out there. Well, this is 6. These are also 6. He always buys from the top left if he can, or if there's just a tie. Actually, he would buy his specialty. My apologies. Okay, my turn again. Alright, so I do want to hire a worker because I need to switch gears and I need to get like a cowboy or a builder going. But I'm going to go ahead and go here first. See if we can buy a cow. I only have one cowboy. I do have $13. I need $6 to buy a worker. And as you can tell, oh no, I can buy a cowboy worker. So if I set aside $6, I have $7 with one cowboy. I can buy one of these for $6. So I think we got ourselves a deal. And I am buying that blue one because, as you notice, it was a hot commodity with the AI. So we're going to grab the last one there for $6. And that was worth it because once we get through this deck and reshuffle, these cards are going to be very valuable for Kansas City deliveries. Alright, our turn is over. I'm not selling. Like, I could sell cows, which will draw this last one and then let us reshuffle these. That is a strategy. The problem I'm having is I'm already at a best situation here other than drawing one of these. And I'm going to have enough to deliver to Bloomington. So that'll give me one of these 2X markers, which those are very nice. So I'm not, what I ultimately want to do is deliver to Chicago. But I need another certificate. I need more things to help me. And I'm not quite there yet. So, I mean, if I really want to risk it, I guess I could do it. Okay. So before I end my turn, I'm going to sell the black cow for $2. And that means I draw the last one. And then this technically doesn't get shuffled yet, because I could theoretically discard again. But see, I just busted my hand. But you'll see, my thought process is then I'll spend these tokens to try to help me. And we're going to try to get to Chicago now, because the earlier you get there, the better. Okay, the white player, move one space, remove a hazard. The hazard they remove is going to be the one that gives them the most victory points. But I can't remember the rest of the rules, so let's go look up the rest of the rules. Highest occupied number of space. Oh, that's not the highest. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the bandit one. Chooses the hazard section with the most tiles. With the highest single VP tile. Then take the hazard tile worth the most VPs. Alright, so this one has 2 tiles. This only has 1. This has 2. So it's a tie. This one has a 4 victory point. And so does that one. Okay, so which one does he choose now? Chooses the section with the highest single VP tile. They're both tied. So does he take that one or does he take that one? This one helps me. And it does say that I get to resolve ambiguities. Possible ambiguities are left up to you and will not greatly affect the game. Yes, they will, but I'm going to go ahead and give him that one. And this is who? This is the white player, right? I think it is. Yes. So it goes up here. Yes. Alright, then we got red. It's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. Jeez. 1, 2, 3. Jeez Louise. That puts another one. And then red. Let's go into Peoria. And then they're going to do this nonsense, which they're going to buy a cattle for the highest victory points. So get one of these. Red's done. And then 1 for blue and remove a hazard. Who's gonna move? This case, it's a slam dunk. This one has the most, and it's gonna grab this one. All right, it's back to us. I want to hire an employee. Employees are very crucial, and we're gonna spend a white, and this is what's gonna cause us to shuffle. So there we go. Those are shuffled. So we did that. That gave us $2. Now we could theoretically hire 2 employees if you had enough money. The first one you hire at the regular rate, and the next one you have to pay 2 more. I know that says -2, but it's red, meaning that we have to pay 2 more. So, for example, we could hire somebody for $5 and then hire somebody else for $7. So I ended up getting $2 because of my shenanigans. And I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have $11. I am $1 short from being able to do that. That sucks. So now I got to decide: am I going to continue to go the engineer route, or am I going to try to go builder or cowboy? I don't know the answer, first of all, but I think, I mean, obviously the cowboys or the builders are really nice. I can also slow down the AI because as you can see, they're moving a lot of points now. But I think that a cowboy would be really handy. There's a lot of these other ones on the board. There's only 2 cowboys on the board. So having a second cowboy is huge for prices. And like I can buy one of these for just $3 instead of $6. The other thing is if I get a third cowboy, I can now start getting into some of these other areas and they're more reasonable. So I'm going to get the cowboy. And that cost me $5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have $6 left, which is not enough to get a second person. And that stinks. I would have really liked to have hired a second one. Okay, my turn's over. White. 1 space. They're hiring whoever's cheapest. They're a cowboy, and look, they would have bought a cowboy. But now they're buying just whoever's cheapest, leftmost. If at any point he has more of these than those, this will switch. One space for red, remove a hazard. Oh, red's back here. Now this is interesting. We got 2 here. Yeah, that's the winner because there's 2. That's not even a challenge. Oh, this goes to red. And then we have blue. 1 space, get an objective. Blue will take this one. Alright, it's back to us. I know I'm turtling here, but I want to go get a certificate. Certificates are important to get to Chicago. Oh no, first of all, I have to draw this so I can see what I got. But yeah, I'm going to go here, get a certificate, so I can add 2 to my cow value. And then get to move my train, because, you know, I do have 2 engineers. And every time I move my train, it is, you know, making it cheaper to deliver out here. So that's at least something. I just hate the fact that it burns a whole turn. It's probably not an efficient use of turns here. So 1 space for white. And then they're going to hire their specialty, which is cowboys. So they're going to take the last cowboy. I'm glad I hired the cowboy. Then we go to red, 1 space for red. and then their train's going to move just one space. And then 4 spaces for blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they are a train specialty, so they're going to go... I don't even know what that means. They're going to move to the next station. They don't even do movement points. To the next train station that is not blocked. So he just flat out moves. I mean, he had enough movement points to get there anyways. But yeah, this is the ridiculous thing. And I think blue has gone... I forgot to put blue out here. I know blue is finished. At least once. So then this is out. I don't think blue uses these. They do not. Blue does not. So they're just preventing me. These are all endgame scoring conditions that I'm not getting. And that's it. So now it's back to us. And I want to build a building, I think. I do have a green cow I can get rid of. So I'm going to go there and get rid of the green cow. I do get $2 for it, but I owe $1 here. So I'm just going to take 1. And I get to build a house. I only have 1 builder, and we have multiple things here, but I'm going to start putting this house out, and anywhere that there's a tree, this will get me money. So we got situations like this one here. The AI is very likely going to go through there, and that's going to slow them down a bit. And like that was a tree spot, right, that they took. And so was that one. This one could be a tree spot. The problem is if I put it here, then the AI is going to go this way, because this is 1, 2 spaces, whereas that's 1, 2, 3 spaces. So this is the one spot where I think, you know, they actually might move through here, because that's less spaces than this. That's the thing you got to worry about. Is I want the AI to pay me, folks. Well, the other way to do it is, I mean, I could put it here. The only reason why this is not as valuable for me is I am going to get money from them every time they go through, but this is not a tree space. So if I ever land on this space, I get $2 for every tree space. And, you know, maybe I just shouldn't focus on that so much. So I'm looking at this, and they'll go, so the AI will just avoid me. If I put it here, the AI actually will go this way until more hazards come on the board. If I put it here, they go that way until somebody puts this down. Then even if that's the case, they avoid paying me. This is going to guarantee that they pay me. Or this, nope, they would go around. Yeah, the only way I'm going to guarantee they pay me is that right there. Alright, I'll do that. It's $2. Their turn. White is going to move. Red has 2 buildings, so 2 spaces. Doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3. And then white is at Peoria. What else do they get to do? Then they do nothing. So now we go to red, who's going to move 2 spaces and then move a train. 2 spaces, train's going to move 1. And then we go here, going to move 4 spaces, and then Build a level 1 building. Neither of these matter. What color is that? That's blue. The building is always going to go in front of me. And yeah, blue is at the end. So they're going to do that, that, and that. And then blue puts one on Peoria. Alright, now it's to me. This is tempting, but I don't want to waste more time. They've gone to Kansas City. Some of these folks have gone, I think, 3 times. Well, no. They've gone twice each. This would be my 2nd time, finally. So I guess I am keeping up with them, but my gosh. First thing I got to do is I get to draw. I'm going to use my 2x token. Alright, and so in doing so, I get to draw 2 cards. 1, 2, and then I get to discard 2. So 1, 2, and now we got 4 colors again. So I at least have the decent hand that I had already started with. So 2, 4, 6, 7, and see, that gets me to 9. And that's my problem. I need to get to 10 for Chicago. I'm 1 short. So this really blows, because getting to Chicago this round would have opened doors for me that I don't have. And so, okay, my situation, I do get to remove another white one of these, so I will do this one, and I'm going to deliver it in Bloomington because I don't want to lose money. I am not spending my certificates, so I'm at 2, 4, 6, 7. The difference is I should have gone here. Remember at the beginning of the game I was debating, do I skip it or do I go here? That would have given me my certificate that I needed. That 1 extra point would have given me Chicago. I made a big mistake. 2, 4, 6, $7. Alright, and before I forget, I also have to do this stuff, so I'm going to put that out, and then I don't even get a choice. Okay, white. Gonna move 2 spaces. Where are you, white? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, they're gonna go 2 spaces like that. And actually no, they're gonna avoid me because they would pay me if they went this way. Oh, come on, those jerks. Alright, so 2 spaces, and then he is a cowboy specialist, so he's going to get $8. But see, now he's up to 3 cowboys. So 3 cowboys at $8, he could get a brown for 5 victory points. Or he can get this for 3. But see, this is 5, so that's way better. And yeah, he's grabbing the brown. Red. 2 movement. And then he is a builder specialty, so he's going to put out a house. He has 4 builders. So this is what I was talking about. The 12 building is a 4. That's worth 5 victory points, but so is this one. They're both equivalent. But we're going to go ahead and build this one just because. And they're going to put it in front of me, which is there. And blue, one space, and remove a bandit. Easy peasy. So now it's us. We get 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3 to here, and this lets me get rid of any cowboy for a certificate, or any one of these for a certificate, and I can also get rid of 2 equals for $3. So I'm allowed to always look at my discard. I'm going to discard the white for the certificate, and then both of these for $3. So we get a certificate, we're going to get $3 more. And that's just the bottom part, and then this gives me a free 1 movement. So I'm going to do that, and then I get to do this action. So I get to remove this for $4. Gonna grab a 5, and I get to do 2 of these, and I'm going to take $2. Money means everything right now. So now I'm going to draw back up, and we got our orange that we definitely wanted. So here we go. 2, 4, 6, 7. I could maybe get rid of this later. We'll see. So okay, turns over. The white is going to move 2 spaces. 1, 2. And then put out a house. They have 2 builders. So if we're looking at the 2 builder situation, they do have a tax house. I'm sitting right here, so they're going to plop that right in front of me, like so. Very interesting. Red. 1 space, take an objective. Wrong one. And then blue. 2 spaces, $8 worth of cows. 1, 2. Blue has only 1 cowboy. So they're grabbing the red. Okay, that's it. And then rinse and repeat for these guys. Our turn. We're going to go this way. 1, 2, and buy a cow. I'm pretty sure we got a lot of money. I want to buy stuff. So we're going to go 1, 2. This is going to cost us $1. And yeah, I want to buy a cow. I got 2 cowboys, which does let me get, like, I could buy one of these for $12. It means I'm not going to be able to hire 2 employees, but I think I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do 10, 11, 12, largely because I want to grab the big pointers before they do. And it's helping me to win the game, plus that $5, or that's a $5 value. That's huge for me. Now, if we want to rethink this, I need a 3rd cowboy before the browns become feasible. I need a 4th cowboy before these do. And yeah, at 2 cowboys, I could have bought this for $3, and I do need one. But yeah, it's slim pickings down here. I just figured I'm going to go for the big guy. I did spend a lot of my money, so that would have been $3 instead of 12. So I would have had $9 left, and 5 is 14, 15, 16, 17. Because if I move to this space and spend $17, I can I could hire 2 people. That's the alternative that I'm faced with. Now I could sell a black for $2, Do I want to mess with my hand? Yes, I do. I'm going to sell a black for $2. And then at the end of the turn, I draw. I'm still in good shape. And white is going to move one space this way. And then they're going to remove a hazard. They're all equal. That one's 4, 3, and 2. They're actually going to remove this hazard. He stays on that space, I guess, but yeah. All right. One space, remove a bandit. That's red. Four spaces, and move the train to the next station. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, they're just busting it up with this train thing. I guarantee you blue's winning the game. I know this is dink and dunk, but this is going to get more and more powerful as you keep going. Alright, to us. Yeah, I want to hire an employee. Do I want to sell my white for $2? Yes, I do, because there's a lot of really valuable stuff in here. And I would like one of them to come out. Let's go. There it is. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could make it 11. We don't have to, but we can. I have $12. Who am I hiring? If I want to do the cowboy route, see, this guy's only $5. Yeah, I'll buy the builder for 5. Doing even like this is a bad move. I am not playing the game properly. But here I can get rid of a silver. So I'm going to buy this one for 5, 6, 7. And I get rid of a silver for $2. I have to be able to afford it first. So $5 for the first one. 7 for the second, but I'm going to get the $2 back because I'm going to get rid of this silver. I can't believe I'm shuffling again. And there you go. So we now have 3 engineers. You know, because blue is so far ahead of us, I really could go into these train stations now and put my discs in. There's nothing stopping me from doing that. So, anyways, we are where we are. I have a really awesome hand ready for delivery. The only thing that I may want to do is I got to decide, I got to make up my mind. Because this is an excellent way to get another certificate and move my train, which will make it cheaper because I need to move forward, right? I could try to, you know, 1, 2, 3 will get me to here. Not enough for the station, but at least enough that I can deliver to Chicago with no penalty. So that's one thing I got to consider. The other one is do I want to continue to build buildings? Because part of my strategy was, you know, if I now have 2 builders because I spent money on one, I can get another tax building out there. Then look at this one. This is double hands, so you get both taxes. Yeah, I can wait until next turn before I decide, but yeah, there's some really good meaty choices to make here. So here we go. White is going to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. He just drop kicked. And that is not his specialty, so he's going to place a 1 building out. And this slows them down just as much as it slows us. Neither of these are tax buildings. And it's going to go in front of me, so that means it goes there. Fair enough. And then we're going to do this one. This is red. He's going to move. White has 1. I think red is still the... White has 2. Red has 2. Yeah, he's going to move 2 spaces. Nope, white has 1, 2, 3 of them. Oh, gosh. Alright, so red's going to move 1, 2, 3 spaces, and do nothing. 2 spaces, build a house for blue. The house goes in front of me. He has one builder. There's only one left. So in front of me also means this. So we can put that there. Yeah, so now it's my turn. I think I am going to do the train strategy thing. I don't need to, because I have enough cows to... Like, do I need... Well, okay, I'm going to take the certificate, and the reason I'm doing this is to move my train 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, and that gives me a Chicago free delivery. And my attitude is I could theoretically start cashing in on some of these. Because here's the deal. You don't need to deliver to Chicago or any of these if you're delivering to these stations that have the black corners. Because when you do that, you can get rid of your black discs that way. That's the whole thing, is you have to really shift your mindset of, hey, I'm moving my train forward because I'm going to go gung-ho on engineers, and get rid of my black discs this way, and I don't need to deliver to these big cities. It's you know, it's a different mindset, but it does work. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm doing everything equally, and I'm not sure that works. That's a bad idea, and here I am doing it. All right. So yes, I turtled another turn instead of trying to get home, and saved myself $1. But I did get a certificate, which I'm okay with. I'm deciding whether or not I want to do something different. I think the largest reason I did that is because since I have 3 engineers, I got to move 3 spaces. But was that really what I wanted to do? Building the building is something I do want to do. How much money do I have? $2. This would cost me $4. I don't have the money to build the building anyways. Unless I was willing to sell this, which puts... I mean, this is risky, drawing from here. This could make it worth less. Alright, I'm leaving it be. Here we go, white. 2 spaces. They're going to buy $8 worth of cows. They have 3 cowboys. They're for sure grabbing up the brown ones. Red. 3 spaces. Red's in Kansas City. 1, 2, 3. This passed. We'll deal with that in a second. What that means is we refresh the cow market. So 1, 2, 3. There are 6 cows out there. We need 15, so I'm going to draw 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boy, those blue cows. They were all out in the beginning and now they're gone. Alright, and then before I forget, red gets to put out another disc. They're in Chicago. And I forgot this too. So when you connect these two, you get what's in the middle. So they got an objective here, and red got another objective. And I forgot to do this with all of them. So red is going to get 2 objectives. And then the other players each get 1. And then we're gonna let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that was red's turn, and then we got blue. It's gonna move 1 and take out a bandit. So move 1 and bandits out. I don't think bandits do anything for them. Like, those are endgame objective things, which help me, but I think bandits are like these. They're just taking them off the board, and but these will give them points. The bandits don't. Okay, so now it's my turn, and once again, I am frustrated, but I am going to go here. My biggest debate is, do I risk the green? And I have to, or otherwise I can't build my building. So I'm going to get $2, but I want to build this, which is going to cost me $4. And I just got to pray. Oh yes, I got really lucky there. And this is going to go here. And now I'm going to force them to pay me whichever way they choose to go. I'm getting paid either way. So screw you, man. Alright, and then yeah, I'm done. Okay, now we go to white. Moving 2 spaces. White is here. They're going to go to Kansas City. They're going to put out a bandit. And then white. It might be easier to just grab it from here. It's going to drop on Chicago, and they get an objective. Uh-oh. I gave the 2 objectives up here for red. I gotta be better, more careful about that. All right, so I'm going to give this one to red, because what I did was red earned 2 of them, and I gave them to white. So yes, now we got it right. And then they move their train 1 space for every engineer, which is just going to be 1 space. All right, that was white's turn. Now we got red's turn. They're going to move 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, because this is less spaces. And the black hand gets me $2. And then red is not specialized in engineers. They're going to move forward 4 spaces because it's a number of... I'm sorry. No. They're going to move forward 1 space. I think that's all they do. Yeah, that's just 1 space. Alright, fair enough. Red's going 1 space. Now we go to blue. Blue is going to move 3 spaces. And they're going to put this here, there, and there. And then blue is now in Chicago, and they get a objective. So now it's to us, and I could go here, which that would definitely be inefficient for me. Although, you know, again, it would get me 3 more spaces, but I need to get to Kansas City and start making some money. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can spend 1 more for 10, and that gets me Chicago. And I am going to spend $5 to increase my hand size to 5. So we're going to put this here in Chicago. I'm going to make $10, but I'm spending 5, so I only get 5 for my trouble. But that was important because I really, really need extra hand size, which will help me to make my cattle worth more money when I deliver. And then I have to do this. I will go ahead and put that out. So this will shift down. Alright, my turn's over. I got $5. I made sure I paid myself. I now have increased hand size, so now I have 5. So we're going to draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we go to white. White is going to move 1 space. And then white is going to take an objective card. Red will move forward 1 space and then take a hazard. They're going to take the one that's worth the most money. This is 2. That one's 3. And then blue. It's going to move at least 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, because that's less movement. And we're going to get $2 for that. And then blue is specializing. So they're going to move 4 spaces with their train. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's our turn. We're going to move 1, 2 to here. Here we can gain a certificate if we discard any cattle. And I'm going to discard the... You're always allowed to look at your discards. Oh, this was one of our cattle that we delivered. So now we have a 4 instead. Alright, I'm going to discard a black. And that's going to give me the certificate. That's this piece. We're going to get rid of 2 equal ones. We're going to get rid of both whites for $3. And then we're going to move forward 1 space to here. And now I'm going to get rid of a silver. Actually, I just realized I can keep the black. Because I'm going to get rid of the silver, and that gave me the certificate. Because see, look, you could get 2 certificate bumps. So I should have spent another certificate last turn. You know what? I could do it that way. Yeah, let's just assume I spent 2 certificate last turn. That would have just given me $1 extra in income. Now I'm getting 2 more because of this, and then I get to move 2 more spaces. So you see, like, I'm chaining these together, and I'm getting these bonuses on the bottom on top of it, and I can actually get rid of a hazard for $5. And I'm actually that's a tough order. I want to do it because if I get rid of this hazard, not only do I get 2 points, but I can move 2 spaces and get to here. But I will go ahead and just take the free movement to this one. And what I'm going to do is, I could pay money to move my train 2 spaces, but I'm actually going to get rid of this. Because look at that, I am now getting $6 for that. And that's a lot of money, which I shall take. $6, and then I get 2 auxiliary. So auxiliary, I could draw a card, discard a card, but I'm going to just go ahead and take $2. Rolling in the money. So I'm at the end of my turn. I got to draw back up. So there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, white. It's going to move 3 spaces. I need to make sure. We got 1, 2 red, 3 red, 1, 2, 3 white. Yeah, it's 3 spaces. They're going to go this way. 1, 2, 3. I get $2 for that. I am rolling in the money, but that's the whole point. The whole point. And then what are they going to do? They are cowboys, so they're going to buy $8 worth of cowboy. Yeah, they're buying all the browns. They got 3 cowboys. can't quite get a purple yet. So they're going to buy a brown. That's going to cost them 6. Alright, then we get to red. Going to move 2 and then a train. So we're going to go this way, 1, 2, and then their train's going to move 1. And then blue. They're going to move 1 and then hire a worker. The cheapest one out there is 6 or 6, and they specialize in the engineers, so they always grab the top left one. Yeah, they're just rolling in the engineers, that's for sure. Okay, it's back to us. I think we're going to go this way to avoid these things, so I owe a black hand, and then we're going to buy... Am I going to buy a cow, or am I going to go straight to an employee? I am going to for sure buy a cow. So I'm going to go here. I owe a black hand, which is $2. I can sell a black for $2 and then buy a cow. Do I want to do that? Yes, I'll sell that for $2. Which cow am I going to buy? I'm at 2 cowboys. I can go cheap and just buy a red because I don't have one. Yeah, I'm going to go cheap and just buy the red, and that's going to be $3. And I didn't collect my $2, so I'm just spending 1. Then I get to draw back up to 5, and I'm in bad shape. Alright, their turn. Three spaces for white. 1, 2, 3. And then they're going to move forward 1 space on the train. Red. 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they are for sure going to build something. They have 4 builders. They're going to build something with 4. I am standing right here. They want to put it in front of me, so they're going to do that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. And by the way, this is a max of 5 for blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're going to build a house with a 1, which they don't have. So then they're going to try to upgrade 1 to a 2, which is this one. So they're going to take one of their 1s out here. They got 1 there, 1 there. Hold on a second. They should have 3 1s. Or maybe there is only 2. See, we got another one here. 1, 2, and 1. See, 1, 1, and 1. So where's the other blue building? There's 1. Oh, over here. They do have 3 of them out there. So yeah, one of these is going to get upgraded now. So this one is a tax building. That one is not. This one, they're both in front of me, but this one's closer. So they're going to upgrade that one. So the 1 is going to turn into a 2. So this is technically out of the game. You could always just put it over top, but I'm just going to throw it up here. Alright, their turn's over. I am now going here to hire a worker. And I need to really think hard about what am I going to do here. Am I going for buildings or am I going for cows? So I'm going to look at my situation. $6 is the cheapest. I have some cowboys here, which are nice at that price. So I think I'm going to go... Well, actually, the builders are too. So I can go either way. builders or cowboys. Um, if I put more buildings out there, I'm gonna have to like hurry because the game's already halfway over, and the big juicy ones take some build up before you can get those out there. Something like this is awesome. I want to put it somewhere where they have to go in my direction. And the problem is with the way the hazards work, I don't think there is a way for me to force them to pay me. Because here, like if I put this here, they're just going to go through the hazard to avoid me. If I put it here, they're going to go that way. If I put it here, they just go the other way. I mean, this is worthless because they never even go this way anyways. This is not going to do me any good. This one might, because here you got two buildings here. With this hazard, there's a building that could go here, and they may choose to go this way, but that requires a third building to be there. It's definitely tricky if I go the building route. I can. Now, if I go the cowboy route, the only thing that gets me is by having more cowboys, getting up to 4 of them, for example, is I could start buying these for $6 each, and at 7 points a pop, I can start raking in some points. And right now the AI is inhibited from it because they don't have enough cowboys to buy these, but the white AI is getting close. So I could beat them to the cowboy punch. The building one, though, for sure I can, eke out something like this, which would really cause them some trouble. But right now I'm only at 2 builders. Okay. Think, Jeff. If we go here, we get to build a building for just $1 instead of $2 per builder. So it's just a real cheap way to build a building, and you don't have to do the action. It's a free action you get. This is just remove a hazard. You don't even have to pay any money. And this is you get to remove a bandit without having to do the action. So this is just victory points and money. This here is you can hire someone else with a $2 discount. So let's see if I have enough money to do that, because right now I'm looking at this is $6. So let's play this out. I didn't do the math yet. If I do that for $6, I then can hire somebody else for $2 less. And I got to make a decision. Is it going to be cowboys or is it going to be... I think I'm going to go cowboys. There's also not a lot of spots for buildings left on the map. So I'm going to go cowboys. And that just cost me $4 because I had a $2 discount because of this. Now I get to hire a second one for $2 more. So that means for $8 I get this cowboy. Yeah, I can easily do it. There's $10 right there. Get $2 back. So I just hired 3 people and I fixed my situation. I got tons of trains. So my cowboys, that cowboy let me get a hazard. So this one's worth 2 points. That one's 2 points. I'm going to take this one. It gave me 2 points. And it helped me to fulfill this objective. That's one of the reasons why I chose the cowboys. Is I got 2 buildings built plus a hazard. Alright, end my turn. The hiring employees is probably the most important action for me. And now that I went the cowboy route, this is important. These 2 are the important ones. I don't need to build anymore. I do have a massive problem that my cows aren't worth much. And I don't have a 2x token anymore. So that's an issue. I might have to go here. Alright, end of turn. White goes. They move 2 and they're going to build a house. So 1, 2. And white has 2 builders. And if we look at their housing situation, they do have 1 more to build. This is why I'm avoiding the housing, because the AI is getting a little nuts with the house building. So they're going to put this in front of me. Now I am here. The in front of me is this. So that's going to go there. Red. 4 spaces. And then they're going to buy a cowboy for 3, or a cow for 3. And that's a red, white, and blue cow. And 4 spaces. Oh, they're back at Kansas again. This comes out. Oops. That's what it is. I bought that one. And let's not forget, they now have Toledo. And in doing so, yeah, they're going to score 6 points now at the end of the game. Alright, that was red. And then we go to white, or I'm sorry, blue. They're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. And also get a cow 3 or less. They're going to go to Kansas. Blue also goes to Toledo. And now it's my turn. Oh, what else did they do? Oh, we already did that. So now it's my turn. I will go 1, 2. See, my problem is I can only go 2. 3, 4. I needed to go here. So I can go build a building, theoretically. I mean, I have another one I can put out there. So do I move my train or build a building? Because from where I'm at, I can't get to here, which is where I wanted to go. That'll let me sell a green, which is one of my unique cows, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. That didn't hurt me, at least. So that gave me $2, so I'm at $6, so I can build my... you know what? That gives me a tree, so if I at least go here, I make money, but that's worth 4 victory points, I guess. $4 plus the 2 I just earned for selling my cow. So what do these do? Well, at the end of the round, if I have this unlocked, I can draw cards and discard cards to make sure my hand is where I want it to be. Right now I'm at 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this is 12. 12 is enough to go to Toledo, which means that I don't need to fuss around with all this. I didn't have enough movement points to get to the Kansas City anyway, so this was the best I could do, and I was able to score 4 points. That's probably not a bad move. White. It's going to move 1 and remove one of these dudes. Red. They're going to move 2 and build a house. So 1, 2. Now for them, they have 4 builders, so they build the best they can with their builders. I don't think they upgrade yet. So here you go. A new building using as many builders as possible. If there's multiple options, they choose tax. If they can't select a building, then they replace one. And only then, and if they have multiple options, they replace That's only if they have to replace, and there's multiple options. Sam always uses the B side of buildings, regardless of the side that you're using. I didn't realize that. My apologies. Ooh, that changes everything. Although we are using the B side there. It does change the hand in some cases. I'm flipping them just in case. These side are red's already using B side for everything. I don't think that changed anything too drastically. But getting back to regular scheduled programming, they have a 3 that they can build. They're gonna build it in front of me, so that means it goes near the end. Yeah, this is clogging up really quick. We're gonna want to start getting extra movement points. Blue, 2 spaces by a cow. For $8, they have only 1 cowboy. They're gonna buy this one. It's worth more points than that one. Alright, I have enough, so I don't need to stop. So I'm going to go to Kansas City. Delivery. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use all 4 certificates and then the $8 from this. And we get to 12. So we're going to deliver to Toledo. And as much as I want to get the movement points, I need to get this going. So we're now going to be able to use 6 cards. So we got the Toledo delivery. I owe $2 for this and $5 for this. So I owe $7, but I'm getting 12, so I'm going to take 5. That puts me back here. And now we get to draw 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's give ourselves a little bit more room here. And it is now White's turn. They're going to move 1 space and hire somebody. Where are you? They're going to hire their specialty, which is a cowboy, and this is $7, cheapest one. Done. Red, 1 space, take an objection. Objection. Take an objective. Blue, 2 spaces, move the train. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, they stop right here. They don't go any further. Well, hold on. It was 1, 2, or is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Oh, nope, they would have moved up. They'll move to the next station if they had enough movement points. Okay, our turn. Well, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and I know we have to pay the green hand, which is $1. So we get $4. And then we're gonna go here, where I can exchange 2 cows for $3. And I'm gonna do that. So these 2 I'm gonna exchange for $3. And then I'm going to discard this one for a certificate. There's my $2 or my $3 in my certificate, and then I get to move forward 1 space. So I'm going to go here, and now I'm going to discard the silver for another certificate and $2 more. and I can take a hazard for 5. This one's worth 4 points. That's not chump change. I can go here and get some money, or I can try to rush up to here. I'm not swimming in money here, and I want to buy a worker. I'm definitely not buying the hazard. I'm going to go here and get rid of this guy for 5 more bucks. And then this. Yeah, I'm going to take 2 more bucks. Alright, that ends my turn. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ugh, ugly, ugly, ugly. White. We're moving 4 spaces. We're going to Kansas City. This comes out. And then white. Going on to Toledo. And then what else do they do? Cowboys are their specialty. They're going to put 2 cards in the market and then buy $8 worth of stuff. So here's card 1, card 2, and they have 4 cowboys now, and $8 gets them to 7 points. Jerks. We were just going to do that. And now comes red. 2. And they're buying $8 worth of cowboys. And they only have 1. Well, this is the most scoring one. And then we have blue. They're going to move 1 and remove a hazard. This one's worth 4, but this one has 2. So we're going to take that one for 3. Our turn. I do want to buy a cow. I can sell a black for $2. I don't have one. And I do want to buy, I think I want to buy a purple. Now I could buy a brown because I don't have one, but this is 6 points. So I'm going to go ahead and buy that. I have 4 cowboys, so it's $6. White. Move 1, hire somebody. They're hiring the cheapest out there. That would be this for $6. Red, move 1, hire the cheapest. Which for them is what they're looking for. Blue. I think they're moving 4 now. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh gosh, there's 5 reds. Yeah, they're moving 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they're doing nothing. Okay, now we're going to go try to hire somebody. I don't have a white cow to get rid of, but I have money. And I want cowboys. This one's 7. 7's the cheapest of anything, so I'm going to spend 7 for this one. And that gave me 4 points at the end of the game. So it's worth it just for that alone. Unfortunately, that's all I get to do, because I'm stuck with, I mean, if I want to build another building, I can get rid of one of my green cows there, because I have 2 of them. This is an ugly situation, but I do have a 5 and a 4, which is 9, 10, 11. I have 12, and I have 2 certificates, so I can eke out a 14 without needing to stop again. But the problem I have is I got all these movement points I gotta spend. I'm not gonna be able to get there. Alright, white. We'll move 5 spaces. Alright, in doing so we get $2, and I'm pretty sure I forgot to give myself $2 from some other time. So I'm going to give myself 4. Alright, they did the movement, and they do nothing. Red, 5 movement, and then they're going to build a house. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 builders. They got 2 of these, but they want to put this out there. They want to put it in front of me. And my goodness, it's going to go right here, isn't it? You know what? I'm being saved. This is just as close. So I'm going to put it up there. Alright. Oh, actually, no, it would go there. And then we have blue moves 1, and they're going to get some train shenanigans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4. And they're just, this is just killing us in points right here. Now it's to us. 1, 2, I don't want to stop here. 3, I guess I'm going here for 4. Selling one of these for 2. And I do have 2 builders. For what it's worth, I can always upgrade one of my buildings to something else. Like this one here lets me hire somebody for a $1 discount and move my train. Like, is that better than this? Probably not. But I would have to upgrade my 2 to a 4 to make that happen. So how badly do I want the 2 free movement points here? Because I'm not using this. I'm just using this to basically move again and get this bonus. So if I wanted to just stop here, I can hire and move my train. It's not a bad deal, to be honest. This is a 1, that's a 1, that's a 2. The other thing I can do is just build this one, which is only going to get me 1 point. This gives me 5. That already gives me 3, so I'm only getting a 2 point, difference there. Oh, I have this one for 3. I can upgrade that one to a 5. Look at that, 2 certificates and $2. Or we can just move a train. This is that thing I was talking about. Why don't we do this one? I'm going to upgrade the 3 to a 5, and I am quite convinced I couldn't have built that 3 in the first place. I didn't have 3 builders. So that was wrong. So what I'm going to do instead is, first of all, I got to give myself $2 back because I didn't. I paid $6 to build this. Remember I said I gave myself 4 points and all that stuff? I was only able to afford to put this out there at the time. So now I'm putting this one out there. Yeah, that's what's happening. So yes, the building I had there is going to stay there, but what I had to do was put this one out for 1. Yeah. There we go. I only had 2 builders. I couldn't build the third one. I would have had to build this for $2 instead of 6. And then now I'm spending $4 more to upgrade a 1 to a 3. And that means that this is out of the game. Because I would have put that out there and then upgraded it. So that's my situation. Ugh, okay. Sorry for the confusion. And that lets me draw a card. And we're doing horrible. 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm still at my 14. See, that's the nice thing about a 6-card hand, is you can be sloppy and still be okay. Alright, white. 1 space, move train. Red. 1 space, move train. Blue. 1 space, higher specialty. See, they get points too. Our turn. We're going to go straight to Kansas City. 1, 2, 3. 5. This is another upgrade. But it was worth 4 for 9, 10, 11, 12. These don't get me anything. Spend 2 certificates to make it 14. And I'm going to grab the +2 movement to get Pittsburgh. And I cannot put a black down. That is not a black city. Ah, oh, you jerk. It's a white. So I guess I'm doing that one. So 14, and I don't get the movement point bonus. Pittsburgh is 1, 2, 3 away, so I gotta drop it down to 11. 5, 10, 11. I do have good money. I'm not worried about that part as much. But there I am back at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, white. Oh, look. We moved down again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, white. They're moving 5 spaces. 4, 5. And doing nothing. 1 space and hire somebody. They want to hire a builder. 1 space, take objective. Okay, us. 1, 2, 3. That's going to cost me $1. 2 equals for $3. Any card for a certificate. Here's my 2 equals for $3. And here's my any card for a certificate. Oh, I'm not done with my turn yet. I now move to here, which I'm going to exchange this for another certificate and 2 more bucks. And then I can do that for 5 and I get 2 movement points. So I got to think this through. I do have a lot of money. I could get 4 points for $5. I'll do it. 4 points is a lot of money, or a lot of points. And so now I'm going to get my 2 free movement. We're going to go straight up to the cattle. And then I'm going to buy this last one for $6. Well, hold on, let me think this through. I do have 5 cowboys. I can buy 2 brown ones for 8. That's more points. And I don't have any brown ones right now. So 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to take a 4-pointer and a 3-pointer. And I can sell a black for $2. I don't need to. Alright, 2, 3. Shuffle, shuffle. 4, 5, 6. Alright, these two are redundant, but I already have a 5, 8, 11, 12, 13. This is a 14 hand. This one's not counting. That would make it 16. I have enough for Philadelphia already, so I can start rushing. I do want to hire somebody, largely because I want to get this last one. So that's my dilemma. I mean, do I rush? Yeah, that is the dilemma. Okay, I believe that's everything for my turn. And now it's White's turn. 1 space, move engine. Red's turn. 1,000,000 spaces. Buy one of these 3 cows. So red is here. They're doing that. That. Oh, and that. And they clone. They're in Pittsburgh. I'm putting a white one there just for cloning purposes. Alright, red's done. Then we got blue. Moving 1. They're going to Kansas City. Let's get them their objective before I forget. This is going to go here. Okay, now it's to us. Yeah, I got a lot I want to do. This is 4 points if I don't do this. But I could do 1, 2, 3, 4 movement. It's like if I do this, then I got to do 1, 2, 3, 4 movement, and I'm still like it's going to take me 3 turns to get to Kansas City. And they're bringing the game to an end. And if I want to get to New York, I mean, Philadelphia is good. I'm going to get 6 points for Philadelphia and 4 more for connecting the chain, so that's worth 10 points instead of the 9 that New York gives me. So, I got to do it. I need to get the last cowboy. This one's $8. These ones are $6. I'll hire this one. I'm going to spend $6, but I'm going to then get one of these for $8. So basically the guy was free. I actually get $2 back, which means I can hire someone else for $2 more, right? That's what the action lets me do. So let's not stop there. I can get rid of my silver with this one and gain 2 certificates. Or I can grab another builder, because I know I'm going to be moving to the builder location here, because I don't have enough movement points to get there, by having that third builder, I do open up some options here for my upgrades. I think the builder is actually the better route. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one. And that costs 6, but technically it's 8. Because I have to pay 2 extra since it's my second hire. Now, the other thing is if I bought the engineer, that's another 4 points for me. So I have to justify that the extra builder is going to get me more points. I currently only have 2. This is a value of 3 for 4 points. I can upgrade it to a 5 for 6 points. That would have given me 2 points. But now that I have 3 builders, I can take this 3 and take it to a 6. There is no 6. See? Or I got a 2, which I can take to a 5. Yeah, the builder's not worth it. The better option is one of these engineers. That's just $1 more. And I'll go ahead and do that. So I have to pay $1 more. And I do get 2 certificate bumps here because I'm going to get rid of my silver. And that lets me draw a card. This is technically worth even more. This is the only one. So 3, 5, 7, 12, 15. And then that's 19. So technically I got enough to go all the way to New York. It's just that Philadelphia is worth 10 points. That's the tricky part here. Alright, I think I'm done. Yes, I am. White, 5 movement, and hire $8 worth of cowboys. Well, this is a perfect time to get the 5 movement. The $8 worth of cowboys, I'm sorry, cows. They do have 4 cowboys, so that means they're grabbing this one. Okay, this comes out. This and that. This is white. See, they're scoring just as much as me here. Red, they're going to move 1 and then hire. They can't hire any more builders. So then I believe they just hire the top left. Let's check. The cheapest suitable worker is selected. Leftmost suitable worker and the highest suitable row. Yeah, so we're just taking the left highest. But that's not it. Can't do that. So I guess he's taking... Well, he's either taking this one because we're doing the left highest rule, or he's doing cheapest. Let's look one more time. If possible. Or the next most numerous on Sam's board, if not. In case of a tie, the cheapest suitable worker, yeah, just cheapest. So, yeah, he's going to grab a cowboy. Blue, 2 spaces and a building. Now, blue's buildings, they only have 1 builder. They built everything. So they need to upgrade to a 2, which looks like they already did. So now they're going to upgrade to a 3. So that just means this is out of the game, and that becomes a 3. Alright, our turn. Our issue is we do want to get to Kansas City, but we can't. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and build a building instead. I do get to sell a green for 2. So I might actually get a Utopia thing going here, depending on what I draw. I don't know what I'm going to draw yet. Let's do our building first. I only have 2 workers. I can upgrade this 3 to a 5, which I'm going to do. And that means this is out of the game. And that cost me $4. Then I draw my card, and bam, we got ourselves a lot of points. Like, this is a perfect hand. The only thing missing is a purple. And we're well into New York range. The question is this is actually one less point than Philadelphia. Do I do it? The answer is sometimes you do it because there's an objective here that says go to New York or whatever. I haven't even been dealing with objective cards. Okay, their turn. White, move 1, remove a hazard. Where are you, White? You are here. Which hazard did they remove? They're all tied, so it's just whatever one's worth the most points. They're all 2 points each. So that means I get to select, so I'm going to choose this one. Red, 5 movement, and then do nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do get $2 for that. That was the other thing. I could have upgraded. Nope, 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 nope. 1. And then they remove one of these. Our turn. Let's get to Kansas City. $5, 7, 10, 12, 14, $17. We can remove a black, and I'm going to do the one that gives us 2 movement points, which then puts us to $20. This is 10 points right here. That's not. I'm going to take the 10 points. So we said 20, but I owe 1, 2, 3, 4, $4 in that. So I'm only going to be able to take 16 bucks. 5, 10, 15, 16. I didn't even spend my certificates. I'm going to get at least 2 from this. I'm spending 2. That gives me $2 more. So I'm done from this perspective, but I forgot to do all this. So yeah, that comes on. Yeah, this is it. They're going to be ending the game soon. As soon as they push this down. And they're currently a little bit ahead of me here. But I need to buy my points. And I don't even know if hiring somebody is going to benefit me right now. I mean, yeah, actually I could get 4 more points with this. But yeah, that's my situation. Need to just get as many points as I can. If I can get to Kansas City, that would be even better. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Got our first brown. White. That's 4 movement points. 2 cattle on the market, and buy 8. We just got $2 for that. 2 cattle come out. They're going to buy 8. They got 4 cowboys. They can buy one of these for 6. That's the way to go. And they can get 2 of these for 5, but that's not as many victory points as this is. Red. 1 and remove a hazard. This one's worth the most. 3 points. Blue. 1 and hire somebody. They don't need this, so they just want the cheapest. This is the leftmost. Yep, leftmost, cheapest one. Nope. We got this row. Leftmost, cheapest one is a cowboy. My turn. We're going to go here. And yes, I'm going to get a certificate because I'm going to get rid of a card. I will get rid of the black. And I can sell 2 equal ones for $3. I could do these, but see, this is going to get me the... So yeah, I'm not going to even do 2 equal ones. Then I go here, and I can get rid of a silver for a certificate and $2. The 2 equal ones would have gotten rid of both silver, I guess. But yeah, we're going to do that, and then I can remove a hazard for $5, which I'm going to do because that just gets me points. And I'm going to take this one, and then I get to move 2 spaces. So I'm going to move 1 and go all the way up to here. I know I got rid of the black earlier. I should have gotten rid of... well, I could have gotten rid of anyone. I would have gotten rid of a silver. There we go. I'm getting rid of the black now for $2. 1, 2, 3. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 cowboys. For 5 of them, I can buy 2 of these for $8. That's 8 points right there. I'm absolutely doing that. So 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 1 cowboy left over, which I could buy another cowboy here, or I could spend a cowboy to draw 2 cards from the market. That's what the AI has been doing as well. I mean, for 1 cowboy, I could spend $6 to get 2 points, or $8 to get 3 points, or just put 2 more on the market. 2 more on the market doesn't help me because this is my last time I'm ever going to get to buy. The question is, I mean, I have $15, so yeah, I'm going to spend $8 because the 3 points is better. And then here I'm at 3, so this is 4, 5, and 6. So I drew 2 more of the dang silvers. That hurts because I'm at 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. That's only 15. I need 18. I need one of my big cards. There's 4 left. Okay, white's turn. Move 1, hire somebody. White wants to hire a cowboy. So we're going to do the top one. Five spaces. Build a building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for red, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 workers. They can build one of these 6s. And they want to put it in front of us, so it's going to go there, which, nope, I can put it there still. 5 movement, and then nothing. 3, 4. Yeah, we're getting screwed here. So I'm going to skip hiring somebody, although that would have gotten me 4 points. Well, here's my problem. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't even get to something substantial. Because there's so many dang things in the way now. I can go 1, 2, 3 to here. The certificate doesn't do me any good, but I can grab a objective card, which that'll get me points. So let's look at our situation. Anything that, yeah, this is an objective I know for sure I got. I could probably get this one too. I have a brown, I have a red, white, or blue, and I have 2 hazards. And then I have the 3rd hazard for that over there. Yeah, I'm going to grab this one. That's 5 points. And then I'm going for this side. I get to move my train 1 space. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I do have 5 guys here. So I can go 1, 2, 3. I can land here to get 2 points. Or I can go 4, 5 to make this cheaper. Yeah, I'm going to land and take this $4. And that lets me put out a white token. I guess we're going to go ahead and do that one. I needed to go here to be able to, it would have been nice to get this last one. That's worth 3 points. These guys got ahead of me, and I think they're going to end the game before I get a chance. You know what? Hold on. I got 2 extra movement points. So 1, 2, 3. I could have gotten to here. That wouldn't have helped me. That would have let me build a building, but I don't know if I mean, right now I'm at, this is worth 5. And by the way, he would have just moved there. I don't get any money. So at 5, I could have upgraded him to a 7 for 3 more points. Or upgraded one of these. Yeah, I'm not a... I know I have the 2 extra movement points, but I don't think that helps me in this situation. I don't think there was a better place I could have gone. I needed to get to here for the auxiliary action. Okay, let's just hope they don't move a million points. But he's moving 5 and doing nothing. So white is at the end. And he's definitely pushing. The end turn. There's no tiles left. I think the reason there's no tiles left is because we grabbed extra tiles for the... So we're just going to grab another one of those. And then white made it to Philadelphia. They're just rolling in the points. Then red is also going to probably end the game. Oh, he's moving 1 space and removing one of these. That saved us right there. And then there's 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they're going to grab the cheapest or the best one of those. I don't like the AI bots versus playing this competitive. This is not as fun. I have to admit the AI bots are easy to control. They are definitely doing things like a player would. But sometimes they're cheaty McCheaterson, or they're taking like cows that no player would take. But you know what? A player really would take the brown cows before you, or the purple cows, or so those things are. I guess I'm just pouting. Never mind. I'll stop. I got to remind myself I have 6 movement, not 4. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and get all the way to Kansas City right now. But my issue is my cows aren't enough for New York. So I'm going to stop back one more spot, and then I get to move 5 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. Do I have the $6 I need? No, I don't. 4. I think I had 5. I did. So I'm able to get past all this nonsense, so at least I can deliver to New York without, but I don't have enough money. But the bigger issue is I need to do the double auxiliary action, and instead of grabbing the money, I'm going to grab this. So what this does is this lets me draw a card and then discard a card. So I get to draw 2 cards and then discard. So we do them one at a time. So I draw a card, I got a brown, I'm going to discard. 2 browns doesn't help me. I'm going to draw a card, and that helps me big time, and then I'll discard the brown. So now we got all different colors, including this one. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 20. We have ourselves a New York delivery. The problem is red is going to end the game, but I will get one more turn. I was hoping to be the one that ends the game, because if you do, you get the 2 points. Red's going to probably get those 2 points now. So we're going to start with white. They're going to move 2 spaces and build a house. And then white has 3 builders. There's a 3-builder house right here. They want to build it in front of me, so it's going to go there, which is actually, if red draws a 1, it's actually going to slow red down. That might actually work. Let's see. Oh no, they drew a 2. Alright, red's going to trigger endgame. They do get 8 cattle, which means they get both of these for 3 of their cowboys. Red does not have 3 cowboys. This is the wrong guy. They're grabbing this one for 3 points. Alright, so red is doing this. And yes, they're getting the 2 points. This just goes out of the game. And they do get Philadelphia. So the way this works is red is done. Everybody else gets one more turn. So now we go to blue. This is blue's last turn. They're going to move 2 spaces and then get $8 worth of cows. They have 2 cowboys. They're only going to be able to buy 1. So that's the one they're going to get. Then it's us. We're going to go deliver. And this doesn't really matter, but we'll go ahead and do it. Alright, and then we are delivering this one, which will score us 3 victory points to New York. And this is with all of our certificates, we already calculated this is $20. So 5, 10, 15, 20. We don't owe any fees because our train is far enough along. And the New York is going to get us 9 points. This gives us 3 more, and then this is 1 point each. So 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So we got a lot of points at the very end. I don't know if it's enough. Okay, then last but not least is white. They're going to move 1 and just remove one of these guys, which doesn't give them any more points. Okay, now we got to do points, and easy it is to make a tool, but let's see if we can. A calculator or a counter? Let's try a counter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is white, red, blue, and then that'll be us. Okay, they show it here. Endgame scoring, 1 victory point for every $5. So this is 4 points for us. They don't get points for money. And you can always verify that here at the end game. Sam's score is calculated mostly normally, however he does not score any points for the categories of victory points for dollars, station master tiles, or cleared spaces on the player board. Okay, so we're just going to go down the list here. Sum of victory points on private building tiles. So this is red for 3. This is me for 1. Red for 4. Me for 4. I don't know if it's a good idea to just take them off, but I didn't want to miss any. This is blue for 1. White for 3. Red for 8. Remember, red's the building specialist, so this is where he should be surging out in the lead over us. White for 1. White for 3. Blue for 4. White for 1. Red 14. Yellow 6. Blue 1. Red 4. White 4. Okay, so far it's making sense. Red's in the lead because they should be. Alright, next one. Sum of victory points unlocked from city crests. That's right. That's this stuff. So this would have been minus 3 points if I would have had something here and here. And minus 6 points for Kansas City. Nobody did any of those. I don't think I ever took my 2x token for doing this. But that's okay. So this is the same points for everybody. But basically, 6 and 8 is 14. Blue should have been at least there. Yeah. So 14, and then this is 4 more for 18, and then that's for everybody. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, this is where blue stops. Everybody else, oh, you know what? Blue didn't even get the 4 points. Alright, everybody else is getting 10 more. And I'm getting 9 more for 19. Okay, so I don't know if I can just type. Yeah, so 10 more. 10 more. I'm going to give myself 20 more, which means I need to reduce this by 1. Okay, so that was the city crests. Sum of VP on right of train station earned. So that's these. So this is blue. 1, 2, 4, 6, 9, 15, 7 is 22. And then I believe I had 2. Sub of VP from hazard tiles. So I have 4, 6, 8. Blue has 7. 10 for red. And then white, 10 for white. Sum of VP from cattle cards in the deck. Alright, this is going to take a little while. Okay, so for us, 11, 14, 16, 19, 22, 25, 29, 32, and 7 is 39. So I gave myself 40 points, and then I'm going to subtract 1. Alright, now we go to blue. And this is, we could just add them all up. Like, this is a separate line item on here, but we could just add them all up because they get all of this. So that's 3, 6, 11, 13, 14, 18, 19, 22, 5 is 27, 32, 34, 36 points for blue. So 49 plus 36, so it would be 79 plus 6. If I did this right, it should be 85. That's their final score, I think. I don't think they score for anything else on here. Ugh. We creamed blue. We thought they were going to cream us. You know what it was? Is they stopped moving their train. Alright, red. 3, 6, 9, 14, 16, 21, 26, 29, 31, 34, 37 for red. So 71 and 30 is 101 and 7 is 108. They are beating us right now. 5, 10, 17, 21, 24, 29, 32, 36, 41, 44, 47, 50, 53 for white. Alright, but we're not done. And I think we won this. I really do. So, we added up our cattle cards. Now we're going to do our objectives. We already know we got 5 points from this and 3 points from this, because we have a 4, we have a 3. So if we satisfy these, we have 3 hazards. 1, 2, 3. I need a 2 for this one and 1 for that one, and I built 2 buildings. So easy peasy. That's 8 points. I'm already winning the game. And I don't think we're done yet. So some of VP earned or lost from objectives. Some of VP from upgraded train station. Upgraded station. You know what? I think some of the... That might be these. Which we don't get any because he hogged them all. But like, see, there's victory points, right? For every 2 of these. For every pair of these, you get 3. You know. So there's victory points to be had there. I think that is a big negative for us, or big nothing burger. VP earned from obtaining workers on 4th, 5th slot. Oh, they are going to get points for that. And then 2 victory points for whoever removed the job market token, which is red. 1, 2. And then red's going to get 8 points. 4 and 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We get 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's going to be the difference maker. And then right here, 3 victory points from the movement space. So we get 3 points for this. 1, 2, 3. And there you have it. That's the final score. I got 124 points, and I just beat 3 AI bots. And technically speaking, if you play a 2-player game, it's just you versus the bot. And yes, they can get out of control or whatever. Maybe something could be different. But I actually think this is harder. Because any one of these 3 could have ran away with it and beaten me. And in fact, red almost did. So red was definitely giving me a run for my money. I was worrying the whole game about blue, and they ended up not doing anything. And white had a respectable score. So there you go, 124 points. That is the base game of Great Western Trail. I hope it made sense for those of you who have never seen this game before. I mean, it's a pretty popular game. I'm assuming most people have heard of it by now. There's a million videos out on this one. There's even videos on the solo play. But I really love this game. I wanted to try the bots, and of course I do my own insanity by making it 3. And I really enjoyed it. So I still prefer it multiplayer, but it's still quite nice. And anyways, thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.